What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Shield Club podcast, baby. We have an action-packed episode for you, but we first have to start out talking about what happened. Uh, well, now it's been 1 week ago, but we record early because we're not degenerate. With AJ Lee's return, Chris, how do we feel about AJ?
Honestly, that was one of those moments that I feel like was super predictable, but I was so glad that they didn't swerve us because if you remember when watching WWE Unreal and they were talking about how sometimes when something's too predictable, they change it on the fly. I was glad that was not one of the moments that happened. I was a big fan of AJ Lee when she wrestled. I thought she was entertaining. I was sad to see her go. It's been a decade since the wrestling world has seen her, unless you've watched Heels. She was in Heels season 2. Um, you love that show, except the fact that they didn't renew it, okay?
I
But
hope the
I
worst.
was super excited. What?
I hope the worst for you if you didn't watch it, knowing that there was no one knows a fucking first thing.
Yeah, I did. But anyways, I was super excited for it, super happy. Can't wait to see the match. I hope it leads to more.
She apparently signed a full-time contract. That's the rumor on the street. My opinion on it is all that to compete with a pay-per-view that's still going to blow them out of the water. No one gives a fuck about AJ Lee. Shit was ass. Um, what else? Anything else? Big news. Rio is back. That's the bigger women's wrestler that returned. Forget Mercedes and Rio. Add all out. Fuck yes. Count me the fuck in. That's gonna be a banger. That's the return that matters. How do you feel about Rio returning? I don't care. I'm an e-drum. Say it.
I haven't watched a lot of Rio matches, so I don't want to
Doesn't
say
surprise
which one's up. I don't even know why I do this, y'all, because all this
me.
man
Because we
does
can't
is
agree AEW is better than WWE. That's all we have to agree. Better storylines, better wrestlers.
they
Uh,
don't do storylines, and that's why you watch them. You
oh,
you were the one that said that.
have you
Hold
not?
up. I'm pulling from your exact words was that you don't like WWE because they're so story based and you like AEW because they focus on wrestling.
Yes, but they also have stories. The Death Rider
They do.
storyline.
That's what always
Fuck yeah.
confused me.
Hangman's
The
entire arc.
devil?
Fuck yes. The devil was
Yeah.
ass. We don't talk about that. We talk Mercedes. Who's gonna stop Mercedes Reign? Who's gonna stop Tony Storm?
Tony
Man,
Storm and Mariah May, that was phenomenal.
that was phenomenal. They don't do these shitty stop start pushes like the WWE does. Like WWE, everything has to be 5 years. Like everything has to be long term. Has to have 9 million pay-per-view cycles. That's like trying to put pro wrestling in. Like we don't need 9 million. We need 5 segments and 80% damn storylines done. But speaking about WWE versus AEW, we're doing Forbidden Door, but not New Japan versus AEW. We're doing WWE versus AEW Forbidden Door 7 match card. You will let us know in the comments what card is better. But that's not all. Join us next Saturday live on the channel. Well, maybe not live, but you know what I mean. On this
I won't
channel.
be here Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be live. I won't be here on Saturday. But it will be on this channel anyways. We'll feel it ahead of time. Don't worry. Um, we're going to be pushing these into pro wrestling and seeing which card is higher. But
And
anyway,
just so you know, pro wrestling sim gets a little chaotic.
it's a little bit nasty. Anyways, let's start off with our opening match. Chris, what is your opening match?
I decided to put my women's match as the opener because if I've learned anything from booking inside of my GM mode on 2K, it's always start with a banger. And I think my women's match absolutely cooks, but I know Jared is going to disagree because I'm capitalizing off of the return of AJ Lee and putting her up against one of the best female wrestlers of this day, Mercedes Moné.
if you was booking this, who would you put over?
I'd put over Mercedes.
I don't think that
Like,
match would cook low key. Don't know how AJ. We haven't even seen AJ Lee compete in the ring. It should be at.
but the star power alone, okay, the star power alone. Look, as you've seen, all right. Could you imagine the segment build up between them two, the promo back and forth that we would get? Like, I think everything would, and I think AJ Lee still has it. She never stopped training. She's been training. She had to train for heels. She was seen training after, like,
I don't know. Don't know how I feel about that match. Not the biggest fan of it. There's a lot more talent that could have been used, but still, it's your card, not mine. But I am starting with an absolute banger, an absolute heater, six-man tag, the Bloodline, which is the Usos and Roman Reigns versus the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Give it to me. Talk about star power. That's the star power right there. An absolute heater. Some of the biggest stars in the world going at it. That's how you open a show. Um, Usos versus Young Bucks is my dream tag team match. Roman and Kenny also. It's like, the head of WWE and the head of AEW, match them all together. It would be a good story. I'd obviously put the Elite over. How do you feel about that match, Chris?
I do think that would be a banger, and it's disgustingly like 99% similar to my next match.
Hell yeah, that's good. That's good.
Because for my next match, I have the Young Bucks versus the Usos. Because I think you've got the Young Bucks, which are arguably the greatest tag team of all time, if not one of them, as well as the Usos. Usos, I think, are definitely top three, if not top five.
That's my top two,
Like,
actually. Usos, Young Bucks.
yeah, okay. I wasn't sure how you'd respond if I said Usos were in the like 1 and 2 like that, but I think because as we have noticed, oh my god, I had a Shane moment there. As we have noticed, Jey Uso not as good as everybody makes him out to be as a singles competitor, but phenomenal tag team specialist. Same with the Young Bucks. I think this match would absolutely cook. Who would I put over? I don't know, man. I feel like I would have to put the Usos over. Just look, it's for the simple fact that the Bucks have done everything, bro. This is like passing the torch. Usos have been around
We're
for
the
quite a
same
long time.
age.
The Bucks, yeah, but the Bucks have been doing it so much longer than the Usos, and they've held everything. They've done everything. They have nothing else to prove. They are the greatest tag team of all time. It's time to give some flowers to the Usos. But it wouldn't be obviously a quick match. That'd be like a fucking bang.
So, yeah, for sure, for sure. My second match is my women's match. I have two Survivor Series elimination style matches. I gave one to the women's, one to the men's. We're gonna have the first women's. Team WWE is gonna consist of Io Sky, Asuka, Charlotte, Bailey, and Rhea Ripley. Taking on Team AEW, Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Athena, and Hikaru Shida. That would just be fucking just everybody getting their licks. It would be fucking amazing. And obviously, Team AEW goes over it again. You have to admit, that would be a fucking barn burner. Just everybody out there, probably the top 10 best women's wrestlers in the world. There's a couple others I've debated. Bianca misses the show. Mariah May misses the show. Um, Becky Lynch
Yeah,
misses the show. But that would
well,
be a thing.
you definitely cooked my women's match. I'll say that. I think we're kind of equaled out on the tag. You get a little bit of an edge adding 2 extra players in there with Roman and Kenny. I'm not going to give you a clean victory on that one, but yeah, that would be an insane fucking match. Like that's going to sell seats right there. So for my third match, this one, okay, you're going to have to hear me out on this one. This one was a little bit of an oddball pairing, but it's something I would love to see, okay? I want because one of these is a main event superstar, and one of these is just grazing that line of the main event. Has the star power for it, has the wrestling ability. He's entertaining, and that would be Swerve Strickland versus Jacob Fatu. I think that match would. I honestly think that match would cook. I think their two styles clashing together. You've got, the big man in Jacob Fatu against fucking Swerve, who's just he's a monster, bro. Like I feel like I was on that Swerve train for a long time, and it wasn't until like, his match with Hangman that people really got behind him and shit. But I fuck with Swerve. And I'd have to put over Swerve on that one just because I feel like his star power is definitely higher than Jacob Fatu, and that's what people would want to see. So I definitely have some odd ones here that you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But
That's definitely an odd one, not one I have on my list at all. Swerve's on my list, but not Jacob 14. But that would I still would enjoy that quite a lot. Low key, it would be a fun matchup. But anyways, for my third match, we go to the John Cena retirement tour. John Cena versus MJF. Talk about promos. The match might not be the best, but them promos, god fucking damn them promos.
you know what? That would cook, right? I have both of them in my save for pro wrestling in our save for pro wrestling save. I need to match that up in our 2019 save and see how that would go over.
And I would honestly, maybe this is Cena's last match with MJF over as the future of pro wrestling. Uh, that would be a thing. Like I said, in ring wise, maybe not, but the promos and just the overarching story of everything would be fantastic. Because does Cena also dig back down into his heel will to try to beat MJF? Good story.
That's actually solid. I think so. I agree. That match would cook. Um, we're pairing up on a lot of wrestlers here because I have MJF in my next match, but it's not against anybody you would expect, right? I'm taking two of the best heels in the business right now. So I've got MJF facing off against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Look, man, say what you want. Okay, Dom cannot talk without the entire crowd booing him. He is a great wrestler. In his 2 years? No, not 2 years. It's been longer now. Fuck. 4 years, I want to say, of wrestling, 4 or 5.
Top five.
He has
2020.
okay, yeah. I forgot he was there during COVID time. Yeah, I think he's out. He's gonna be bigger than his dad. He can wrestle. He can wrestle pretty good, but I feel like just the banter between the two, the segments we would get. It's a 5-star banger, but I would love to see those two put up against each other.
I think that'd be fun, especially the promos, and just who can be the biggest back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Who are you putting over there?
I'm putting over MJF.
Makes sense.
I think Dom still's got some dues to pay when it comes to taking on the top tier, because MJF is that main event guy, and Dom is still upper mid card kind of deal. So he's earning his stripes with this one, but it's not like a quick, easy victory. It's gonna be an all out, warfare.
My fourth match is going to be Texas Death Match. You already know where I'm going with this. I book it in just about every single pro wrestling sim. Drew McIntyre, Adam Page. Fuck yes, give it to me. The brutality, just the disgusting shit these guys are going to do. Even the promos are going to be fantastic. The social media work, it's going to be fantastic. And obviously, Hangman. That match
I don't
speaks
know.
for itself.
That match would be a 5-star for sure. I would pay to see that match, and I wouldn't pay to see a lot of wrestling these days, but I would pay for that. I'm done with this because we keep fucking kind of getting right there, but we're not. Because I have Hangman in my 5th match, but he is going up against the Architect, the Monday Messiah, Seth freaking Rollins. I think the two of them very similar in abilities, skills. It would just I don't even know if I'll put
each company. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The the ones that ride the hardest, put in the most. Yes,
one for each company.
Exactly, bro. And I think I would I don't even know, bro. I think I in mine I would put Seth over, but that is just based off of longevity of Seth so far. I think overall, Hangman has that possibility to be as good, if not better than Seth, but he's still getting there because Hangman, it's the same thing as like for Swerve for a lot of people. I'm just getting into the hype of him. I wasn't the biggest fan, but he has definitely sold himself. The match with Moxley was fucking insane. Him kind of getting that big victory. You really rooted for him, you know? And yeah, so that's where I'm going with that one.
This would be the greatest match probably of all time. Like ever in the entire world of professional wrestling. Give these guys 30 minutes. You don't even have to they don't have to interact at all in the build up or anything like that. Gunther, Ryan Danielson, put it in my fucking veins. Let me smoke it. Like, I would come. The amount of cum
You
that would come out
said
of the tip
we
of my
could.
dick.
Is Brian Danielson returning?
He's semi-active.
Because
Is
you
it?
told me we couldn't use anybody retired. He's retired.
He is.
But I'll give that to you. That one alone. That
He's
one. Oh, man.
semi-active. He said that he retired
Okay.
from full-time competition. He'll get a wrestle part-time once his next is. Goods is currently not active either. If we want to get 100%
That's valid.
That's
Which
I
would
have
fuck
like
up my main. But that would fuck up my main event. I'm not gonna lie. So I need to. I need to shut up. Okay, that's a
and
banger
whoever
match.
who
I
does
would.
have on this one, the fans. Doesn't matter.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, my next one,
Your
a little
co-main.
bit of a different. My co-main event of the evening, a little bit of a. It's more of I would want to see how these two gel together, only because like I don't think a build would be as necessary as just the ability alone on each of them. Give me Chad Gable and Okada for my co-main. Like I don't know what it is, but just something about this match screams money. Like I feel like the wrestling ability of both of them is going to be so knocked down, fucking stiff, like just technical wrestling, like and they're star power enough. They don't need a big promo segment. They don't need build up back and forth. Give me a few angles here and there, but nah, bro. Let the match speak for itself.
100% down for that. Who you putting over?
And I think I would that's the problem, right? Because we're running into that issue where I would love to put Okada over, but I feel like Chad Gable needs that victory. Chad Gable needs that big fuck because let's be honest, underutilized, underused, misused in WWE, has not had that big moment that he deserves, right? Every time he gets close, they screw it. Chad
Is his
Gable, one
friend
of the
out there?
most.
Is one of his best friends out on the Americano at ringside with him?
He might come out during the match. I don't know. He's never escorted him during the match. You know, he never just shows up at the beginning. He might show up in between. I think maybe he will, but wouldn't need him. I would put Chad Gable over Okada just to give him some actual like on paper legitimacy other than just being the backbone that he's been.
And you know how we talk about tribal toxic wrestling, right? There's no more in this match. This is the tribal WWE guy versus the tribal AEW guy, and who I think are the true flag bearers of each company going forward. Representing WWE is Seth Rollins, and he goes one on one with Will Ospreay. They're already history there from Twitter. There's already build up. It would be fantastic. Two of the best workers in the world today. Um, give it to, give it all to me. The promos they've
Okay,
got,
okay. I like that.
you know, does Osprey
If
does
these your
Osprey
last two
friends?
matches, bro, you better cook for this fucking
Oh, I have a
Survivor Series
fucking
match.
banger. Will Osprey, does he get his AEW friends? People like Orange Cassidy and Kyle Fletcher, all them motherfuckers come in to fight off the Vision, you know? Does Alex Windsor get involved with fucking Becky Lynch? That's the shit I
You have a
fucking
lot of you have a lot of moving pieces there. I like that. I like that. Who's going over?
Osprey, obviously.
Okay. You know what? Speaking of Osprey and speaking of another former person that you had mentioned earlier in one of your matches, for my main event, I've got two of the best wrestlers of the current time. Both two of your favorite wrestlers going. I give me Will Ospreay versus Gunther. Again, you don't need promo buildups for this. You could have some and they'd be bangers, right? But this is going to be a knockdown, all out brawl between two of the top stars. One of them being Osprey. Again, seen it all, done it all. He's that guy, but still needs that big match feel. He deserves the main event. Gunther, greatest Intercontinental champ of all time. One of the biggest, like, I don't even know how to say this, bro. Like, just not turn around, like nothing to something. You know what I mean? Used to be completely out of shape, could not talk, could not cut a promo, was not entertaining. Now I fucking love listening to this man cut promos. I think he's one of the more entertaining people, and he doesn't need, you know, people there. But here's my caveat, okay? You know who fucking comes out and gets involved in this fucking match? Give me Ilya. You have shown me the light of Ilya and Gunther, okay? Because I have seen what this match does for you in these saves and shit, and just the history they have. Yeah, Ilya's getting involved.
I actually do not have Ilya on my card. I had nowhere to fit.
Not on 29th. Yeah. Oh, they meant in the same. Yeah, that I didn't think you would. He's been out a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was at one point in my Survivor Series match, which I'll be getting into, but I traded it for a little bit of history. Who's going over in your match?
Yeah. The fans are going over. I'm not picking a winner. I think I would be happy with either one of these guys going over. I would leave it up to whoever's booking. I'm booking it, but
there would be no tissues in a 500-mile radius of that match.
But you got to say it, Cook, right? There we go. Okay.
So with my Survivor Series match here in my main event, I kind of paired up people, right? So that's how I'm gonna do. So leading Team WWE is Cody Rhodes. Tons of history with both. Is he going to turn on WWE? You know, history. This is all about history in this match, kind of. You know. Next, we got Swerve on Team AEW. That's our team captains. I feel like them are like another. Cody is the key, did one of the QB for WWE. Swerve's a QB for AEW. So I feel like them paired up next. Next, we just got some fucking bangers. AJ Styles and John Moxley. History between those two. AJ Styles won his first title in WWE. Two Mox. Is Mox going to turn on AEW and come back to WWE?
We have a lot of potential for that.
It does. It does. In the third part, another great history. Going back to the New Japan thing. We got Finn Balor on Team WWE and Okada on Team AEW. Hell yeah. And we're not done with the history. Because on Team WWE, we got the Viper Randy Orton. And on Team AEW, Cope.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
And then our fifth people, CM Punk. And AEW's looking for people, right? We hear Glass break, we're like, oh fuck, it's Stone Cold, but no, real Glass. Find me a river. Jungle Boy Jack Perry's back and is the fifth member for AEW. Tell me that's not fucking heat, brother. So, just to recap, Cody, AJ, Balor, Randy Orton, CM Punk on Team WWE, Swerve, Mox, Okada, Cope, and Jack Perry on Team AEW.
I'm guessing AEW goes over.
Yep, AEW goes over. Jack Perry slams CM Punk to glass table to win the match. And then Tony Khan comes out, Triple H comes out. Tony Khan low blows him. Gunther comes over, Overfit comes out, still up get talent, WWE dies. W's.
I'm dead.
Absolute eater.
You had me in the first half, not gonna lie. But
that main event has so much story though. Yes, I had to troll a little bit, like, because if they was working a program WNA, there has to be a Jungle Boy type thing. Has to, just has to. I had Hangman at first in there, and I did have um, Drew versus Brody King, and then I changed it to Jack Perry coming down here, and then Adam Page going up. Place Drew.
I like how you set up the Jack Perry too. You have the glass breaking, and
And they're like,
everyone
"Oh,
thinks it's
Stone
Stone
Cold."
Cold. What is he doing out here for AEW? Nope.
And Jack Perry comes out, who is a modern day
Oh,
Stone Cold, in my opinion.
bro, you just hit the glass breaking, and then you play Justin Timberlake's "Cry Me a River."
That's
But
good.
damn, that would cook. That would cook for sure. Um, yeah, damn. We both came up with some pretty good ones. I feel like a lot of it is just like we did go all out. Like I'll say you had me in
Yeah,
a couple of them. I feel like there's some spots I had you in, but overall, I think any of this, like,
would be fire. Most cards. Minus
yeah,
the only thing I fucking despise about yours, AJ Lee versus Mercedes Moné. We don't get Oscar. We don't get Io. We don't get Tony. We don't get Tina. But fucking
But see, I
AJ
was
Lee.
going off of the fact that like with Mercedes, former WWE, I didn't want to rehash anything. My
I did
whole
have a
goal,
women's match, a singles women's match. Because I had Gunther and Seth Rollins versus Danielson and Ospreay, right? Just a weird thrown together tag match. And I actually had Bailey versus Mercedes. And in my matchup here, I didn't have Bailey in there. I had Becky, and on Team AEW side, I had Bailey.
I was trying to go for stuff we haven't seen, stuff like that. Just kind of like brand new. So that's why I didn't want to. I knew I was gonna have Mercedes. Mercedes is automatic. Like I said, one of the greatest women
I went
wrestlers
with
today.
history
One
with
of 'em-
this card, pretty much.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because
I
the
just took
WWE
the
audience
dream
isn't
aspect of it.
because the WWE audience isn't very smart and they wouldn't understand it. Fuck them.
But yeah, let us know in the comments who you guys thought win. If there's any dream matches of yours, or which match on this card would you be most excited to see? I don't know if I could pick one singular one from either of them. I think Osprey and Gunther absolutely cook. Your Survivor Series match, I would love to see that play out. So, but yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Before we go, Jared, do you have anything you want to say?
Yes. Remember, next Saturday, these two cards will be inserted into Pro Wrestling Sim to see what Pro Wrestling Sim thinks is better. You can also download Pro Wrestling Steam for only $20 on Steam. It's fucking fantastic. I love it.
And
Not
let me tell
sponsored,
you,
but it can
it's
be. It
not
can
at
be.
all. Exactly. It's very interactive. There's many things you could do. It goes outside of just simulation. You get to book dream matches. You could bring people over. We've brought in AEW stars to WWE and vice versa. I mean, in our
And
save,
all of
Big
the
Show
mods
just
are in
won.
the workspace. Like you don't have to
It's
unzip any files, nothing like that. It's
nope.
so easy. It's easy to maneuver. I love the game. I
All
play.
the expansion packs are 100% free. They come
Yep.
in Steam. You just download them and import them into the game. Nothing too crazy. Random events are my favorite thing.
Things. And all that shit's free. You just had to, plug and pull, and it's easy. Like, if you want to have me walk you through it, I'll do a walkthrough video in a couple of weeks on how
That
to
wouldn't be
set up
bad.
the funds. Also join us next week, next Sunday. Me and Crispy, not really battle it out, but me and Crispy have a series of questions for one another, and we have to agree or disagree with the hot take that the other person gives. See y'all next
Like
week,
that.
and
Like that.
remember that it is always Yield Club for life. Boom.